Hello everyone, so I'm gonna talk about my Ketsui Hura clear. So it's been a while, I didn't upload anything for almost a year because I've been working on that for almost a year. Just took a little break with Futari at the beginning of the year, but yeah. Ketsui has been my main focus of this year. And I've been playing this game quite a while before as well, when I got the Omote tool a few years ago. So I'm gonna talk about my run, the specificity of my run. So yeah, I'm not gonna go too deep into scoring or anything. I'm just gonna assume that people watching have an idea or don't care about it. So yeah, on the first few seconds of the game, you can see me doing some Zako empty lock. This is basically the only place in the game where I'm gonna do that. It's just because I like doing that at the beginning, but I never really took the time to actually learn it. So I'm playing Type B, the Panzer. Very nice ship, fast, very interesting. Especially I think in the second loop. Like in the first loop, there are definitely some advantages. I would say that mostly for survival purpose, Type A is a little bit better with the wide shot, but there are definitely a few things that I actually enjoy more with Type B. Like the speed in lock mode definitely feels a lot better. So yeah, first stage, so pretty bad first stage for me, to be honest. So it was going well, but I killed the mid-boss too slowly and I didn't get the bonus enemy behind, so I lost more than 500,000 there. So yeah, usually I have 13 million there, and you can see that I'm like 12 million and a half almost, so pretty bad stage 1. And you'll see that my first loop is pretty bad overall. Like, I'm gonna no miss no on the first loop, no surprise. But scoring wise, I think it's one of my worst Ura entry. And it starts already with stage 1, which is pretty bad. Usually I score around 18 million and a half. And on good run I can go above 19. But yeah, I definitely simplified a lot of things in stage 1. Like I learned how to do reach 20 million, but I'm not going for it in runs. I actually want to have runs going out of stage 1, so I definitely simplified a lot of section. But yeah, pretty bad stage 1. Yeah, only 17 million. But yeah, the mindset in the last runs and the last few months was definitely consistency over scoring. So you'll see that I often will play it safe instead of going for the optimal stuff. And my roads are pretty basic, to be honest. It's not refined as I did in some games. Yeah. So stage 2. So it's definitely one of the hard points in Ketsui. Like usually in cave games you have the first 2 stages where you can chill and play on autopilot and actually start really going into the run in stage 2 boss or stage 3. But for Ketsui, already stage 2 is definitely something you need to be very careful of. Definitely a lot of scary things in that stage. So yeah, here for the mid boss I really don't try to have the specific timing to kill it, to maximize the Zako rush after. Like I'm just big killing it, and usually it gives a pretty decent Zako rush, so I'm fine with it. Yeah, here, I'm not trying to go too hard in the middle of the fire. Like, there are some strats when you can try to maximize on that, but you actually need to take some risk and going for that. Doing very simple stuff here, trying to macro dodge everything as much as possible. So yeah, here you need to be very careful when you stop shooting and when you start locking again, like with the Zakos, because the Zakos want to run into you, and if you miss one, sometimes under the fire and the chips you can miss one Zako, and if you're not careful you will get rammed into. But yeah, 35 million is fine, especially considering the bad stage 1, I would say. It's average stage 2, not too bad there. Usually I have 36, but with a normal stage 1, so it's basically the same stage 2 as I usually get. So I'm fine with it. Here I'm trying to not destroy the side. at the beginning with my lock so I can destroy them with my shot. So yeah, just trying to destroy the side part with my shot, and same for the first phase, not trying to get an anti-lock or anything. And here, I'm just trying to get myself on the side before that pattern. So if you have the impression that I'm pushed to the side, this is something I do voluntarily. I want to get pushed to the side, so that's why. If I can choose, I go to the corner. So this way I can just trim this pattern. With the speed of type B, it's just streaming. I don't need to restream or come back. So that's pretty nice. Yeah. I don't have, usually I have 35 here, 45, but yeah, I'm a little bit short. So, pretty bad start, but it's alright. Not too far behind. But that's a nice thing with Ketsui, is like, you can miss a few tricks here and there, but usually the scoring is pretty consistent. Like if you miss a trick, you won't lose half of your score or something like this. Usually you lose some millions there, you get some millions more there, so you even the whole duration of the whole loop, you won't see that much differences. Like I would say 15 million is like the range of variation for the loop. And you'll see that my loop will be pretty bad, but it's not a disaster. So yeah, stage 3, I definitely simplified a lot of stuff here. So yeah, trying to macro dodge, I really don't like these ships. Like these big ships, I really don't like them. Like you often need to go through their fire, and I really don't like that. And their bullets are accelerating as well, so definitely tricky. Oh, I messed up there. I should have killed that big enemy with my lock. I had to finish it. With my shot, yeah, definitely messy there. Yeah, stage 3 was a little bit messy, especially that first half. But yeah, and I simplified a lot of stuff. But the idea is to get a very high multiplier for the mid-boss, because you have a lot of parts that are worth a lot of points. So, and here I messed up, didn't get the 5 ships. So yeah, small mistakes here and there, here as well. Usually if I do everything right, I should get 5 ships. I messed up there. And here I'm not going for a super speed kill strat on this mid boss, just playing it safe, destroy that boat on the side, and go back to finish the mid boss. So yeah, usually I get 2 to 3 additional enemies there, but not really going for more. Yeah, only got 2 there. So yeah, here kill all those Akko, and then get 5 ships again. And here I'm doing that very slowly, not taking any risk, making sure this buffer die. Yeah, I definitely simplified my strat at the end of stage 3. Like, I was going really hard to get 5 ships, this big enemy, and I tried there. You can see me unlock and unlocking again, and I got them. But I made mistakes. Usually I can get 4,000 there in terms of counter, and here I'm 3,800, so a little bit under, but that's not too bad. Decent, I guess. So yeah, here's stage 3 boss. Be careful at the beginning. Definitely a very fun boss fight. Brilliant. Probably one of the boss fights I enjoyed the most in this game. So here, type B privilege. You can just use your shot and deal a lot of damage in this phase, and it's gonna die very quickly. So yeah, here it died a little bit later than usual because I backed down on the one pattern where I should have stayed high up. And here is the easy pattern. So on the first loop I do it on the left, and on the second loop I do it on the right, and a little bit lower as well. But yeah, pretty standard stuff for now. Now we reach stage 4. So stage 4 with type B is where not the fun begins, but it's like you actually need a somewhat stricter route than type A. I wouldn't say it's really bad. Once you have a route, oh, okay, that was really bad. That was a big mistake on my part. But yeah, usually if you have a solid route, even with type B, it's not too bad. But yeah, I'm doing some stupid mistake. that was really bad. But whatever. I didn't die at least. But yeah, here, just dealing with these enemies as quickly as possible. And trying to get 5 ships here. Going for the Zaku on the side to get 5s. There we go. No, I'm gonna stop shooting. Yeah, definitely one strong point that I don't see mentioned often, but in Ketsui you actually, when you stop shooting your counters, at least the counters that go to 50 and go down to 0, when you can chain, basically the chain counter, it goes down faster when you don't shoot at all. Like, usually when you kill enemies, it keeps doing, you can maintain it, and but if you shoot at nothing and kill nothing, but if you keep shooting, it will go down slower than if you actually stop shooting completely. So yeah, you need to let go of the shot button. So here I'm using the safe strat on this mid-boss, so nothing much to say, really. It's basically trying to get the kill on the first phase, in the middle of the hard pattern, so you don't get to deal with the hard pattern in its entirety. So that's nice, and I messed up a little bit though, because I had to cut back on the hard pattern, which you should never have to. Yeah, these are small mistakes that I can get away with the first look, I guess. But yeah, definitely a few mistakes there. And here I'm trying to get chips, so you saw me here going way further on the side. That was to get some Zakos and get at least 4 chips. Chips on 4. I don't know how to say that. Here I was not fast enough, so I didn't get the 5 chips. Third one, then master. Yeah, here stop shooting. So the counter can go down to 0 and start a new chain. And yeah. Here, nice new strat, so yeah, you can go all around this enemy and get 5 chips with the tanks above it. And here, yeah, need to go fast here. If you are a little bit slow, sleeping a little bit, you will get surprised. And here, yeah, so I learned that strat, very fun strat, where you don't move at all and basically the nightmare fire around you. I do that because it's easier usually to get chips of 5 with that, and I messed up because I didn't deal enough damage to the nightmare and he died way too late. So yeah, kinda sad. At least I showed the strat, but I messed up and didn't get the chips. That's funny. And stage 4 boss. So this boss can kill a lot of runs, especially if you go to Ura. A lot of random stuff. So this pattern, I'm pretty consistent at it usually, because there is a specific way to read it, so it's not too bad. It's bad when you start the game, but once you actually understand it, it's not too bad. But this pattern, the first pattern of the second phase, really can give you some really tricky configuration. So yeah, I try to be very aggressive on that, and try to go outside as much as I can. Because if you go inside, you're basically stuck into place. If the boss gives you a very bad configuration, you're like, what can I do? So you need to do some crazy dodge and be very aggressive again. So the best is to stay out of it as much as possible, I feel like. So here this pattern, be careful. Sometimes you can get some nasty configuration, but that's fine. Yeah, you should get the kill before this pattern can deploy. And now the last pattern, which is not too bad. If you go at a very specific speed, like it should be nice. Like sometimes you get the dart in the wrong way, like they are deployed in the same direction as you go, but sometimes they get in the other direction. But actually someone told me that it depends on the speed at which you go, and you can get always the good configuration. So I never really got around that, and my mindset is rather to be careful, and if I get the wrong deployment, react to it. It's not too bad. It's way worse into the similar. So stage 5, the first half of stage 5 is actually very learnable and quite safe. once you get used to it. So this big enemy is really annoying. Like sometimes it dies way too late. You don't get the 5 chips on it, and you can get surprised. So here I had a nice strat here to get 5 chips on that and kill it quickly. So here I'm trying to kill these big enemies with my shot because they are actually not worth a lot of points. So I don't want to burn counter on them. So yeah, basically I weaken them with my block and finish them with my shot. Not trying anything fancy on them. Like the high level player try to anti-lock them, and it's pretty interesting, but I don't try to do that. So here, yeah, I'm gonna try to stop shooting when necessary to try to get 5 chips on every big enemy here. But it can be pretty tricky. You actually need to stop firing at several points there. It's fine, I did that pretty well, I think. And here, on these big enemies, sometimes I try to anti-lock them, but here I messed up, I got scared, so I backed down and didn't try anything else. Yeah, these big enemies are pretty easy to anti-lock, and I messed up both of them down. Yeah, this run was bad. Okay, here be careful to get the extend. So yeah, basically you need to not no miss no bomb, but no bomb. If you actually bomb during the 12 section with the 2 clones, so you will not get the extend, which is bad. So here, going for the standard strat. So in the first loop, I lock the other here, so I destroy the left here, and then immediately lock the right here and go down. Which is interesting because in the second loop I don't go for the same strat exactly, so... Because the lock on the right here can be tricky. Like sometimes the boss go too high and you lose the lock on the right here. And, if he fires too quickly in the second round, you're gonna get hit, so I usually lock in the middle instead of the right here. You're gonna see that later. And this pattern can be very tricky, so I find it way easier with type B. Like, the ability to place yourself correctly is so much easier with type B in Lockman. You don't need to let go of the lock. So here I'm playing safe, like I'm not trying to anti-lock or anything, I'm just locking everything, and I almost messed up there. Almost got pushed to the side way too quickly. I didn't anticipate to get such a big Jager rush. And almost got killed for that. Got kind of lucky. But the needle didn't go my way. So yeah, here. And yeah, the section after the mid-boss is way scarier than usually people talk about it, but like I lost many runs on the section right after the mid-boss. Like you have the 2 big enemies after the Jager rush, and then after that you need to position very quickly to the other side of the screen. And if you're a little bit late, the comeback can be very annoying. And now the descent. So this section can be tricky. Basically the revenge bullet are the main problem there. And here is basically all routed. So I have a route to kill it as quickly as possible, kinda. Almost was too late there and almost died for it. But that's the idea. Like, if you actually damage the nightmare always at the same timing, you will get something pretty much static. But it's very funny because I feel like it's dependent on the damage you put on the nightmare. Like if you're late in the way you damage the nightmare, you won't get the same configuration. So it's very important to be on time when it appears on the screen, so you lock it the same way every time. This section can be very annoying. And yeah, wow. Yeah, I remember that that was kind of sketchy, and yeah, I got really lucky. I should have probably died, but yeah. Sometimes you get lucky. Yeah, basically the whole second one. Wow, yeah, that was bad. I thought I killed the last one, and I didn't. So I went to the side and it wasn't dead. But yeah, that's messy. But yeah, when you're playing like this and you are on Euro pace, like the nerves are so high. You know you can get into Euro there, so that was definitely not my first time getting into Euro. Like I got into Euro more than 10 times. I think it was the 14th time I got into Euro. So yeah, definitely very nervous there. You can feel it in my gameplay. Like I'm doing a lot of bad decisions. Kinda getting away with it, but many bad decisions, mistakes. And now the stage 5 boss, so you're trying to lock the same part with the 4 locks, but to deal as much damage as possible. But for some reason recently I feel like I kinda changed the way I do it, and I don't deal as much damage as I used to. And we're gonna see that it's not gonna go so well, but yeah. So basically this pattern is pretty much entirely learnable. I used to struggle on that one for some reason, and a friend of mine told me that you can actually learn the route and do it the same way every time. Basically everything is dependent on your movement and position, so... yeah. And here, so this pattern, so yeah, I'm trying to stay as low as possible and go up only when necessary. And follow the pattern. It actually helps to keep the pattern under control. This one is a fun one, not too hard usually. You actually need to change lane, usually on the last wave. Yeah, almost got killed by the blue bullet there. I didn't expect the boss to switch patterns so quickly. And here I'm doing the same way, so I'm trying to stay low and only go up when necessary. So yeah, basically I'm moving in a rectangle. And there we go. And yeah, barely 200 million, which is pretty bad. Usually I do 210, 215. On a good run, yeah, 215, and yeah, only 200 million was 201. So very, not very bad, but pretty bad. First look like I score a little bit better usually. So yeah, scoring wise, definitely one of my worst Uber entry, but that's fine. Always pretty happy to get into Ura. But yeah, so getting into Ura usually the first few stages are extremely bad for the nerves. Like you have 6 bombs in stock, and you really don't want to die, and that was very messy. That suicide bullet, revenge bullet should never have appeared on the screen when I went up there. Almost ran into it. Got lucky. But yeah. Yeah, the nerves are really bad, like, you really don't want to die with 6 bombs in stock. But usually my stage 1 routes are very safe, but the problem is that even with safe routes, with the nerves I'm making some silly mistakes. I'm second guessing everything, and that's bad. Instead of playing very confidently. So yeah, you can see that I have strats to basically never go through the revenge bullets. Actually, very aggressive on some parts, so I can macro everything, or at least seal the revenge bullet. So here you see I'm doing a circular movement, so I can go around but actually seal all the revenge bullet in the second turret. And here I stop firing and try to come back, and got a very nice comeback there. But basically, on that section I have my finger on the bomb, and if the cutback is a little bit messy, or if I have a revenge bullet in the way, I bomb immediately. And the last big enemies you saw, I stop firing, so this way I'm sure to make the cutback. I don't try to kill all enemies in one sweep, and I stop firing at a specific point, so I can very easily go back. So here I macro everything, and here usually you want to go to the side and very slowly stream. And I still have my finger on the bomb here. If the boss don't die quickly enough, and it gets way too scary, I don't try to do some crazy dodges. So yeah, stage 1 went well, so that's fine. And stage 2 is the biggest run killer of all, I would say, in Euro Loop. Like, this is the stage where you have all your bombs. And there are so many dangerous sections here. So yeah, the first half here is usually pretty much under control. Like I have very solid routes, I feel like. Oh, here I messed up. But yeah, this is where I begin. So usually here I have a nice cutback, and here if I do everything well I can go up and cut back. So very nice. But yeah, one very scary part there, got lucky again. Definitely nervous there. These are some very silly mistakes. Yeah, I didn't realize completely during the run, but I'm a little bit off my roads at some point, timing-wise and position-wise. Like my position was bad there. Here, so basically I try to kill it at a specific time. So I have a very small Zaku rush, and here I stole that strat from Peg. But I messed up. Like basically, depending on the way the plane fires, it's very easy to go back to the left. But here I messed up. I didn't mess up, but it didn't fire at the usual rate, and I got scared. Couldn't cross, so I bombed. And here basically everything is routed. Like the bomb I did after is routed. And here, yeah, I'm gonna go to the side and bomb, so I can kill the two planes. So yeah. Apart from that bomb on the big plane after the mid-boss, everything went according to plan. So yeah, very nice here. And here go slowly and then go very quickly. And then type B privilege. So yeah, very nice stage 2 overall. Like I would say that most of the stuff went following the plan. But yeah, I have a few bombs planned. I have at least 2 bombs planned in the second half of stage 2, which we saw. And I bombed a third time because I was scared to cross. And yeah, here I don't try to do anything, no shot or focus. I'm just killing the boss as quickly as possible. And then, same as the first loop, I'm gonna let myself pushed to the side of the screen. And here I have a bomb plan, so I'm really not trying to dodge that. Like I have with one bomb it's very easy. Like I try to delay the bomb as much as possible and just bomb, and then it's basically GG. You need to be careful on the pattern after the one I bomb, which can be very scary, but it's easier with type B again. With the focus speed being way faster, you actually can position yourself accordingly. And stage 3, so I'm pretty happy there because I didn't die in stage 2, and I have a few bombs. So my plan, usually when I was planning my routes for the Euro loop, is that I want to reach the mid-boss on the first life. And then I don't care if I die on the mid-boss. The idea is that I can reach the stage 3 mid-boss with no bomb left. And this way, because you shouldn't bomb ever on the mid-boss, else you won't get the extent. So the idea is that if I die on the mid-boss, it's fine. But at least I've used all my bombs, so I really don't want to die before the mid-boss. That's the mentality, really, I say to myself. Yeah, here I'm trying to macro dodge everything. Really a little bit spooky there. Usually it's cleaner, but yeah, this section I really struggle with it. Like I have a strat to miss no bomb everything here. Basically the first half of the stage 3, but there are definitely some things that are still not on point. And here, yeah, I got myself trapped by the bomb. But yeah, very scary section the first half. So yeah, bomb twice, and this mid-boss, so it's not too bad, to be honest. Like the first time you do it, it feels like it's insane compared to the first loop, but actually you can basically macro dodge everything and have very safe routes. Like you see, I actually never go through the revenge bullet, just the last one here, but most of the time I can go around them. It's basically doing things bigger and slower, so you can go around everything. And here I don't take any risk, just lock that ship and go to the right, so I can kill it, but I don't have to deal with the revenge bullet. There you go. Very clean mid-boss fight overall. And here, the idea is that I really don't want to kill the mid-boss quickly, so I don't get any additional enemy. And here, so this cutback is very clean. If you actually stop shooting right after you kill a specific Zaku. So basically I'm just monitoring which Zaku I kill, and here I messed up. But I'm basically monitoring which Zaku I kill. As soon as I kill the right Zaku, I stop shooting. Do a big movement, and here I fucked up. So yeah, I try to go slowly and then go up before, just after I kill the bot, but I didn't kill the bot in time, so I died. And here I stole that strat to Peg again. So there is a pacifist strat, and then you can get out, but getting out there is scary. So So basically, if I have bombs in stock, I bomb there. But I have a strat to get out of this. And it's very consistent most of the time, but sometimes I get scared and messed up. Okay, so the first bomb was planned. Basically, you try to survive and bomb because the next pattern is hard. But here, on the pattern with the accelerating bullets, I actually dodged it, got out of it, but got scared by the small bullets after that and bomb. But yeah, this boss is very scary when it's up, but I feel like it's so much easier with Type B. Like, that's definitely one of the other reasons I switched to Type B. Like, I feel like Type B has really some strong points. It's like Donpachi, like games with revenge bullet, you actually enjoy ships that fire straight ahead and are fast, because you actually can macro dodge most of the time, and you don't get, you have a lot of control on which enemy you kill. So basically the revenge bullets always come from the front, you won't get flanked by the revenge bullet. While if you have a wide shot, you actually will get a revenge bullet. So the start of stage 4, very interesting. Everything is rooted there. So I made a small mistake and I had to cut back, but the shot is very regular, so it's less scarier than it looks. Less scary than it looks. But yeah, here everything is rotated basically. So I spent a lot of time to rotate this section. So it looks scary, but you know what I'm doing. Like basically I use the movement of the Zako to know when to move and when to stop shooting most of the time. And here, so this strat I saw it in Japan. I saw some player use it, and I think Peg use it as well. But very funny strat, like very safe strat. If you leave this big guy alive, you don't have to deal with flying enemies. You only have the turrets, so it's pretty chill. And same strat on the mid boss here. Here I start using the laser, but I stay on the side, so I'm not locking too early. That's the idea. Because usually I want to lock when I'm in the middle of the pattern, but if I stay really close to the side, the lock won't catch the mid boss. Same here, so I can have more precise movement without locking the boss actually. And there we go. And I get the cancel in the middle of the pattern, and I try to stream as slowly as possible, and I can just macro dodge everything. And here I try to always go to the same side, so I go to the right, so I try to replace myself every time on the top. Be careful there, sometimes there is one revenge villain coming out of the mid boss for some reason. So here it's rotated basically. This nightmare is not too bad. Here is basically I try to damage it the same way every time, so the revenge bullets don't get in the way. And here I can get all around thanks to Type B speed. And this section is very, very tricky, so usually I have one bomb in stock, so yeah, it's pretty much a planned bomb. So I got trapped earlier, so I knew I had to bomb this section. I can get lucky and get out of it, but if I have a bomb, basically every time I'm gonna bomb. I can attempt it to go through it without a bomb, but if I can bomb, I will bomb. Basically, I have a lot of section rotated in a way that I know how to do them, no miss, no bomb, but if I have a bomb, I'm gonna bomb, because it's a 50-50 and I don't want to risk it. And here, so this nightmare, I have a very specific route, but most of the time, if I don't have a bomb, I will die here. And here I was too late, but I got away with that. But yeah, basically you want to be in a very specific place in the screen when they appear, so you don't get trapped. And usually I die here, and I got lucky. Like this is usually I bomb on the last nightmare almost every time if I have a bomb. But here it died just in time, and I didn't have any bomb left, so it was basically do or die, and I got lucky. So definitely a very good stage 4. And yeah, I made a mistake reading that, and that was sad because I had one bomb in stock, but that's the idea. I felt like I needed to survive that pattern and to no miss no more. And the problem is that I died instead of bombing, and so I didn't deal enough damage to the boss, and I needed to bomb again. But yeah, that's really the problem. Like I should have bombed. And here this pattern, like I'm thinking I need a bomb for this pattern, I will need a bomb for the disco ball, and I will need a bomb for the last pattern. So I tried to do that pattern without bombing, but I got trapped. So basically I'm here, I'm just gonna bomb the disco ball, not trying to do anything fancy on that one. Very hard, but here in my mindset I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try to survive as much as possible, but I'm gonna die on the last pattern. I know it's doable, especially with type B, but here I expect to die, but sometimes you get lucky. Sometimes. And this time was one of them. Like, everything was nice, like, I didn't get anything in the other direction, and you can see I was getting a bad wave at the end, and it died just before it reached me, so got very lucky there. So yeah, really happy, because I expected to die there, and entering stage 5 with 3 bombs is annoying, but entering stage 5 with no bomb feels amazing. Like, you actually need to play, you don't have to care about the bomb, and usually the first half is very consistent, so if you don't have any bomb you're not scared and you can actually play the game. That's what makes sense. So basically here my cutbacks are very routine. Like I stop shooting at very specific timing when I kill a specific Zako again. Kinda similar to stage 3. And this strat is very nice. I saw several people use it. But yeah, I think it was Peg who showed it to me first time. So very nice strat on the big enemy because it's very annoying. And yeah. So I didn't mention, but when you stream back to the right and there's a big enemy, you really need to stream very slowly, because if you miss one enemy with type B, you're gonna die. And here I try to macro everything. I really don't want to go through any revenge bullet. And here I'm trying to go to the side as slowly as possible, and I almost lost my lock. Yeah, very silly. So a very stupid mistake here. Like, I almost lost my lock, and I needed to go back to the left to kill my enemies, but I start shooting too early. Usually I need to start shooting once I go back to the right, and I start shooting before that, and basically I got revenge bullets right into my face. Very stupid mistake there. But yeah, here you can go around if you actually move correctly. So you don't have to cross through the revenge bullet. Here these enemies are very annoying, second loop. Yeah, here, very nice timing to go. But you can never go through the revenge bullet. That was my main idea. Like, I really don't want to have to do some random dodging at all, as much as possible. So here, I try to lock, so a very specific place to lock as fast as possible. And then yeah, as I mentioned in the first loop, in the second loop I'm gonna just lock on the middle, and then lock in the side after. Yeah, basically I have my finger on the bomb here, because 3 bombs in stock, and this mid-boss can go wrong in so many ways. So I'm never trusting anything on that mid-boss. And here's the last pattern, finger on the bomb as well. I can get through it, sometimes you can get some very nice RNG, but always a finger on the bomb. It can get so scary, and here I'm getting very nice RNG. Like, that was a godly RNG. So the boss, the mid-boss stayed very high on the screen, which is very nice, and it was very easy. And here I got lucky, like very small Zako rush. Yeah, here cut back, and here I have a plant bomb here. So I'm just gonna lock the big guy and try to go to the left as slowly as possible. Bomb when I'm stuck on the side. Okay, here I'm gonna stay on the side, so yeah. Same as the first loop. And here, yeah, here I'm staying on the side, because I'm waiting for the enemies to appear on the right, so I don't cross through the revenge bullet. So I have a 1 bomb strat that I worked a lot on the whole descent, but it's kinda messy sometimes. But here I did it well, so you can see, basically I got through I didn't have to dodge the revenge bullet, and that's basically something I learned from Oglar. Like, I don't know how high-level players actually do it so consistently, but they can basically avoid all revenge bullets in the first part of the descent, but that's something I never got consistent at. So basically I have a plant bomb at the beginning, but the rest of the descent can be very consistent if you actually can get in the nightmare in the right way. Kind of the same as I said in the first loop, like if you damage it in the same way every time, you will get something almost static. So you hear plant bomb as well. And here, that was stupid. I should have fired once I got on the top of the screen and I tried to fire too early. Yeah, and here basically everything is do or die. Like I have no bombs and basically there are so many scary stuff, so when you are at no bomb left, you need... Okay, I thought I was dead there, and then basically prayed. Like I knew that the only way I stayed alive there was if I stopped moving. Yeah, basically everything is panic mode. the end, yeah, everything is bad. Like that death put me out of place, and now I'm trying to get back, and I need to bomb. And that death was very stupid. Yeah. Like basically I was feeling very, very confident. And now that death, like I was sure I could get around these bullets, and I didn't. And now it's a lot scarier than it should be. So here I use my option on the side to position myself to the boss so I can get the right lock. Here I have a specific way to read it. Like basically I read the small blue bullets 2 by 2. And so I micro-dodge the group of blue bullets 2 by 2. It's kind of strange way to describe it. Here I got a nice configuration so I could stay in the middle. This is a pattern I have wrote it, but it often doesn't behave the way I want it to be, so yeah, finger on the bomb. But yeah, pretty nice. Still one bomb left, so I really want to use that bomb. So yeah, here very nice. I had to unlock there to get around. But yeah, that's gonna be a bomb. Yeah, this pattern is not too bad. Basically, with this wall ball fight, boss fight is pretty dangerous, and I lost many runs on it, and yeah, I died. Like, the worst mistake you can make on this boss is dying with bombs, I feel like. You don't need many bombs to reach to, like one bomb in stock is enough to actually get through the first pattern. But yeah, dying with bombs in stock on the stage 5 boss is very bad. So this pattern is very random, the true last boss. First pattern, I can no miss no bombs the first phase, but it's very random. Wow, that was bad. Got lucky there. This pattern is fine, I always do it the same way. But yeah, the first pattern is the worst one, extremely random. So with 3 bombs in stock, my idea is like, I really don't want to die to the first phase, so I'm gonna bomb on the first pattern, even twice if I need to, which I did there. So I can have at least 1 bomb for the second phase. Because this phase I practiced it to get through it with 1 bomb very consistently, but still very scary. Yeah, I got a little bit lucky there. Yeah, basically I'm doing a lot of small mistakes. But yeah, with 1 bomb you can actually make it pretty consistent. This pattern looks insane, and it's really hard to no miss no bomb. But it's very funny because a high-level player tends to no miss no bomb it very consistently. And here it's very, very important to no miss no bomb this part, and I died. Like the opener of Doom, of the first phase, is so important to not miss because you miss so much damage if you actually miss up on it. And I died there, so I feel very bad. And it's very funny because I was out of it, and I basically died to the last bullet. Because I was trying to read the next wave already, and forgot that I was not out. And this death is really bad, like, and wow, yeah. Basically, I'm trying to deal as much damage as possible, trying to stand in the middle and actually use the invisibility to erase some bullets and go up into the middle and go down with the pattern. But yeah, actually got out of it. But yeah, usually with 3 bombs or 3 bombs and 1 life you can get out of it. But here I almost died twice. But that was it. So definitely happy. Happily I got more than 350 million. Not the perfect run, but I'm very happy about this era clear because Usually, when I practice the Euro loop a lot, I did a lot of single practice on the Euro loop, starting from 2-1, and usually the clear is like I play bad at some section, do some big mistake, but still save it big by getting incredibly lucky for very long section or playing very well on some section. And this clear is very nice because basically I didn't play amazingly in the loop, but I kept everything under control. Like I pretty much almost never did a big fanball. The biggest mistake was the death at the end of 2-5 there. On the rush with the clones. But other than this, I feel like there was no big mistake in that run. And that was really the strong point. Because I feel like Ketsui is so hard for that. Like, for me it was harder, way harder than the white label clear. Like, the white label clear is basically you need to play extremely well for the last 15 minutes. But before that, you can actually autopilot most of the time, and it will go well. No, you don't really care in the first one. But for Ketsui, you actually need to play well, very well for 45 minutes. Like the first loop, you actually need to no miss no bomb, and it's really, really hard to no miss no bomb. Way harder than most 2-loop games. Except Muchi Muchi Pork, but I don't know much about this game. But yeah, I would say like compared to Pro Gear or Ketsui or Daiojo or Dodonpachi, it's way harder to no miss no bomb. The first loop in Ketsui, no question asked. And the second loop you actually need to be so vigilant. Like 2-1 and 2-2 are so stressful. Like I would say like white label 2-1 and 2-2, once you have actually learned them very well, it's almost autopilot. You have actually some section like 2-1 boss or a few stuff, but other than this, 2-1 and 2-2 in white label are very something you can be very confident about. But in Ketsui, never. You can always have a revenge bullet that mess you up or anything. And the fact that you have 6 bombs and you really need to not die with these 6 bombs is really hard. So yeah, it's definitely a game that teaches you to bomb again. Like I did a lot of games where you need to no miss no bomb. And that's definitely a game that taught me to bomb again. But yeah, thanks for watching. And that was my Ketsui right here. Bye.
Cave Company Limited.